We now have in studio the National Assembly Majority Leader, Aden Duale. Thank you for joining us this evening. Now, just first of all, this to get out of the way, you've been very quiet about something that's facing the government, and that's the issue on graft. And I just want to get it out of the way. As many would say, we need to get it out of the system, and that is graft. What is your opinion in the state of graft? Because there's so much scandals coming up every day, and it seems that you are in trouble in terms of either you're in trouble or you don't know what to do as a government to fight graft. We
are not in trouble, and what is going on is perception. There's no real graft. It's just a propaganda by...
All that we hear right now is imagined.
Yes, it's just perception. I mean, there was 5.3 billion. I can tell you without no fear of contradiction what was in the supplementary budget that I tabled for the Ministry of Health was 3.3 billion. And that now is being done both by the Senate Health Committee, by the National Assembly Health Committee, by the EACC, and I'm sure in the shortest time possible, which they should do, the country will know the truth about the 3.3.
And you say
once that is known, then we, the Jubilee coalition, the way we have been doing in the last 3-4 years, there are no sacred cows.
Right.
Heads will roll.
All right.
And I can tell you,
that
if you look at our narrative, we are the first administration that have sent more than 5 or 6 cabinet ministers just on allegation.
But nothing has been done in terms of consequences.
Absolutely. That's what I'm telling you. The war against corruption is a process.
So with what you're saying, giving credit to Jubilee,
if you allow me.
If you're saying give credit to Jubilee for actually suspending 5 cabinet secretaries, are you suspending the 5 cabinet secretaries based on perception, which is what you've just said?
No. Corruption is? Those 5 cabinet secretaries, some of them are in court. Some of them, the agencies concerned. You know, the new constitution of 2010 has created independent institutions only answerable to Parliament to deal with the war graft. Those ministers, those who have been taken to court, those who have been confirmed that there's allegation and you have evidence, permanent secretaries, CEOs have been told to leave government. The war on graft now, where it has stalled, is at the judiciary.
All right.
At the judiciary, and Kenyans must be told on the face of it. The Ethics and Corruption Commission will tell you we have the numbers that have increased in terms of prosecution. The DPP will tell you the numbers have increased in terms of taking people to court. Now, where the process have stalled is in the judiciary.
All right.
And I think as a country, now with the new team at the helm of the judiciary, Justice David Maraga, the deputy, and the new Supreme Court, I think they must face Kenyans to an eyeball for an eyeball and say, we must deal with the corruption in courts. Right. Let's establish courts. Let's run 24/7, even on Sunday, and let's Kenyans see.
All right.
Let's Kenyans see serious high voltage individuals, high voltage files prosecuted and taken to committee prison.
All right, that's good, that's well and good, but there is then an issue of graft that is facing the government, and because you're talking about the efforts, so you do admit that there's a big issue. It's not perception.
Let me tell you, from the story you aired about the citizens, you know, it tells
arresting
you
the policeman.
Corruption is in the private sector, is in the public sector, it's in the judiciary, it's in the EACC itself, it's in the DPP, it's in Parliament, it's in the whole society. But as institutions fight, my part in short, is that as a country, as a society, we must also change our value system.
Okay, and that's your parting shot on this issue of graft, and many would say that they've lost so much to graft, and now they hear that they're going to be spending more. The taxpayers' money will be spent on the party primaries, the Jubilee party. Are you broke?
No. Let me tell you. Political parties today, under the new dispensation, political parties today are funded by the executive, by the exchequer.
Yes, but why isn't that the court says they won't be going the IEBC route?
I'm talking about the principle.
Okay.
The principle is, since 2010, political parties belong to the citizens. It doesn't belong. And the constitution, both in the letter and the spirit, felt that they must insulate the top leadership from the ownership
Okay.
of political parties.
Okay.
And political parties are now funded by the Kenyan taxpayers. For example, former URP and former TNA now in Jubilee combined together get close to about 150 million for the running of their parties.
Right.
ODM gets more. Now, from that principle, party primaries, party nominations is a significant principle in party democracy.
But isn't there a contradiction to what the president said, the leader of the Jubilee Party,
Yes.
saying that you will source your own
No, he
funds?
never said that.
Oh, he didn't say that.
He did say, well, in fact, what the president said is, we will look for resources.
All right.
The president is the head of the executive.
And we would
And
be
it's the
mistaken.
executive that brings the budget proposal and estimates to parliament.
Okay.
So what will happen, you know, we have formed a new party, a more united party. We want to change the story of political parties in this country. We want to go the ANC way. We can't have parties every year, every election.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
Parties must be based on solid democratic foundation.
Which
like
is where
in the
we
US.
which is where we hope
So for
that
us,
you would get
and the
to.
most critical item in a political party's history and process is the nomination. The nomination in our country was bedeviled with corruption, nepotism, favorism by the big party leaders.
And this is what you're trying to avoid by engaging
Yes,
IEBC.
yes.
Then if court says that they will not engage the IEBC, then what's so special with Jubilee?
No,
that you're not
the
engaging?
law is very clear. Number one, the Constitution under Article 98 gives us that one of the functions of IEBC is to conduct those through parliamentary legislation. When we had the select committee
Okay.
of Orengo and Senator Kiracho Murungi, there's a provision in the election law that says a political party may request IEBC to conduct its primaries. We
And
don't care.
but you don't feel.
We don't care about. We don't care about ODM or
Yes,
Wiper.
but the concern
We the
here, do you
Jubilee.
care about the taxpayer who feels that they'll be charged for this? Aren't you going to consider
Democracy itself.
another alternative?
Democracy itself is expensive.
All right.
And democracy must be funded by the taxpayer.
Okay.
Let me ask you the reason why we want to do it.
All right.
We want the people who we represent, the Jubilee rank and file, wants to have free, fair, transparent nomination.
All right.
For us to have the wishes of the people,
Okay.
we know political parties do not have the capacity, the infrastructure to do a party nomination.
All right.